Happy Memorial Day, everyone. This is Deborah. Today I want to talk about my daddy and his second cousin. My father went into the Army when I was born, about that time, during the Korean War, and he only had a 7th grade education. And I believe because of that, they put him in as a cook, and I think something else with firearms. He was really good with firearms. My brother knows a little bit more than me, but he was a sharpshooter. I actually wrote to the military and got his awards, but then I had a break-in at one of my homes and they took my father's medals. I mean, who does this? But whatever. My father was just as handsome as Elvis. His Army picture actually looks like Elvis's. Let's see. Now, his second cousin was the one that was shot down over Russia, the U-2 pilot, Francis Gary Powers. His son now has a museum in Fairfax for his dad. Now, I did a dissertation in college about the trial. And if you've seen the movie, The Bridge of Spies with Tom Hanks, it addresses the time that he was shot down and then captured. It's a wonderful movie. I suggest it for everyone. And I think Lee Majors also portrayed Francis Gary Powers. Now, I do know, what I can remember is when I was about 6 years old, he came to visit us in Winchester. And I remember he had these ugly black shoes on, and I know now that they were the Russian issued shoes. We had no electricity, no phone, and I think he came to our farmhouse to get away from the press. Can you imagine what it was like for him when he got back? And I remember him going over a little creek with a concrete bridge and washing his car. The only reason why I remember this is because I got in the water and got covered with leeches, and I remember I was fearless as a 6-year-old. You know, I would ride horses bareback at full gallop, but I remember taking the leeches and just pulling them off as it was nothing, and the blood would be running down my legs. But it was such a big deal for him to come and visit us. I remember there was a lot of hoopla, especially with my mom and my dad. And so I remember he had a roommate in the prison that actually, I think, kept him alive, because they would bring food in for the roommate and he would share it with Francis. I remember he never wanted to see cabbage again, but the trial was fascinating. And there's actually a book you can get from Amazon, I do believe, called The Trial of the U-2. Now, if you like military history, you will love that book. Now, his dad repaired shoes in Francis's hometown, and I remember my mother and father taking some of our shoes to get Francis's dad to repair our shoes, because back then you only got one pair of shoes a year and you had to make them last, so you'd get them resoled or rehealed. And his dad was ingenious for getting his son traded for Russian spies, which is a lot of what the Bridge of Spies is all about. So happy Memorial Day, and to all the troops who gave their lives up. I am a member of the VFW and the American Legion because of my daddy's DD 214, and I am honored to be a daughter of a soldier, and my brother also. All right, have a good day. Bye.